Hello and welcome back. This module addresses a series of questions about training. Training is designed to provide employees with the knowledge, skills, and abilities, or KSAs, that they need to succeed. Training is primarily intended to be put into immediate use. Employee development is designed to teach our workers how to move up the organization in the future by becoming skilled at those tasks that they will need to know how to do to perform higher level jobs. When do we need training? We need training to orient new employees. When existing employees move to a new position or move up the organization. Remediation is when the organization discovers problems in certain areas and needs the training to address the issue. For example, when you get a speeding ticket, you probably will be asked to take some driver's training to make corrections to your driving behavior. Similarly, if the organization observes work accidents in a particular area, they can use training as a remedy to reduce risky work behaviors. There are several steps in training. Needs assessment identifies the types of training necessary, selecting how to shape employees' behavior in training, designing and selecting training methods. Moreover, assessing the training to determine if we have achieved our training goals. If not, return to step 1. The steps are so closely related and based on each other that they are commonly planned together before delivering the training. We will go over each of these steps in detail for the rest of the lecture. The need assessment is a process of analyzing the difference between what is currently occurring and the firm's future strategic goals. It is what the employees know now and what they should know in the future. We need the training to improve employees' knowledge, skills, or abilities to prepare them for the future. The next step after needs assessment is deciding how to shape employees' behaviors to achieve desired outcomes. We have 4 options for shaping behavior. Positive reinforcement involves using a reward to encourage a desired behavior. Punishment is used to stop undesired behaviors. We have all experienced positive reinforcement and punishment as children at home or in schools, except that in organizations, candy became a bonus, and the principal's office became the HR's office. What we might not be familiar is negative reinforcement, which uses the removal of negative consequences to encourage desired behavior. For example, we may refuse a drink because we don't want to get drunk. The negative result here, getting drunk, is encouraging us to do the desired behavior, refusing the drink. The difference between punishment and negative reinforcement is negative reinforcement is used to increase desired behaviors by preventing something negative from happening, and punishment is used to decrease unwanted behaviors in the future by using something negative. Another way to decrease unwanted behavior is distinction. Distinction provides no reinforcement, neither positive nor negative. Put simply, if you want to discourage a behavior, you can stop giving it feedback or just ignore it. The third and fourth step is to select the types of training design and delivery, which are combined in the slide. As students, we're already very familiar with classroom and online training. However, at the same time, you're probably very aware of the disadvantages of these two types of trainings, such as you may find it difficult to apply classroom training and online training to your job. On-the-job training and simulation are more directly transferable to the job compared to classroom and online training. However, we might not want our heart surgeons to be doing on-the-job training while opening our hearts, but we might be okay if an on-the-job Starbucks trainee made our coffee. The point here is that when delivering and designing training, we need to be aware of the advantages and disadvantages of all these methods listed here, and choose or combine the method that best fit our training needs. The final step of training is the assessment and measurement of training. That is, how do you know the training is successful and effective? The first way to assess and measure training results is reactions. We can ask the training participants how they feel about the training process, including the content provided, the instructors, and the knowledge that they gained. This is like the teacher evaluation you fill out at the end of every semester. We can also evaluate the learning and see what the results are. For example, at the end of Dunkin' Donuts training program, the employees were asked to bake 140 dozen donuts in 8 hours, and 6 of them are sampled for quality. Behavior evaluations are designed to determine whether the trainees' on-the-job behaviors changed as a result of the training. For example, what you would do when you encounter a criminal before you take a self-defense class and after you take a self-defense class would hopefully be different. We could measure the success of training based on return on investment, employee and customer satisfaction. How do you feel about the success of your college training in terms of your return on investment of your time and money? How satisfied are you with your college training? If you are the designer of college, are there anything you would do differently? Training may sound easy because we're familiar with the concept, but good training is both an art and a science, and we have to take it very seriously. Today we talked about what is training and development, needs assessment, ways of learning and shaping behavior, design and delivery of training, and assessment of training. I hope you are now more familiar with the training process. This slide concludes this module.